On last week's episode of the Build Sheet, we had Dakota here, and he was just a little bit angry. Kapow! He yelled, he made people cry, and probably scared away half of our audience, but that's okay. It was a tough subject that he had to go over, you know? The worst cars to modify isn't really like the easiest thing to talk about without triggering quite a few people. But since we did the worst types of cars to modify, we thought we would come back with something maybe a little more positive on today's episode. So on today's episode of the Build Sheet, we're gonna be going over and taking a look at some of the best types of cars to modify. I'm Giles from Fitment Industries, wheels, tires, suspension, fitmentindustries.com, that whole thing. And if you're watching this on the day or early in the week when this comes out and you haven't picked up one of these t-shirts yet, brother, you might want to hurry up. We're selling these things so freaking fast that we just have to like keep ordering more to keep them in stock. And if you're like, Giles, bro, it's just a shirt, like what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that if you snag one, you automatically get entered in to win a free set of BC Racing coilovers. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe and let's just get right into it. So last week when Dakota was here talking about the worst types of cars to modify, he touched on a few things such as the rarity of a car having an impact on making it difficult to modify. Some things like the reliability and the difficulty of actually modding certain cars. So what are some of the key things that make a car an actual good platform to modify? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you're in the market for a new project or something just to tinker with, the last thing you want to have happen is not to have any options when it comes to aftermarket parts. And we actually see it happen more often than not when someone picks up a car that they thought was really cool because they've never seen anyone like really do anything with it before and they thought they were going to be different, so they pick one up and then they come to find out that there's only like one brand out there that actually makes aftermarket parts for that car, and you have to buy them through like the Facebook marketplace, and it's going to take like 3 months for you to actually receive the part. And yeah, I mean, nothing on those guys who like do that kind of thing, like make actual custom parts for people. It's really cool. You keep doing you. That's not a diss or anything like that, but it's one of those things that if you're not ready for, it can get a little infuriating and frustrating when you're trying to figure out where your parts are at and why you can't get anything for your car. So keep aftermarket support in mind as one of the huge obstacles or huge things to look at when getting a different car. Cars like the classic Honda and Acura lineup with the Civics, Integras, RSXs, and even Preludes are all going to have an absolutely tremendous aftermarket support. Cars around the similar price range such as early generation Miatas and Volkswagens are going to be another great option if you're looking to have one of those cars that's going to have a lot of different parts to choose from. If you're going into something a little newer than cars such as the 86 platform like the FRS, BRZ, Subarus, Evos, Mustangs, and 3 Series BMWs are also fantastic platforms to start just throwing parts at. Moving on to the next thing that would classify a car as a good car to modify would be the ability to make a decent amount of power without having to change literally everything about the car or its engine. A fantastic example of this would be the Mark IV Supra with the 2JZ. If the car itself isn't iconic enough, the engine more than makes up for it. If you can find a car with an engine and drivetrain that can handle a good bump in power without breaking or having to upgrade a ton of components, you're gonna have a good time. The Supra, for example, can become a powerhouse, and I mean absolute powerhouse with some upgraded cams, a single turbo conversion, and a good flowing exhaust and a tune. Other platforms such as the R32 GTR, although expensive and not a lot of new aftermarket support, makes up for it in the ability to produce some serious horsepower with those engines. And although the JDM Legends are a good majority of the cars that have this attribute on lock, we do see some cars today that won't cost you a ton of money for a 25-year-old car. Cars like the GTIs, the Audi S4s, and some older AMGs are capable of bumping up some serious numbers with very little mods. Now, of course, you have other popular cars like the Subarus and the Evos, but as we all know, reliability starts to become a little bit of a factor, which brings us to our next point. There's nothing worse than looking forward to doing something to your car. You finally saved up enough money so you have the money to buy wheels, tires, and suspension from fitmentindustries.com and having something break before you can even do that. Not much more to touch on with reliability itself. It's just if you're looking for a car, just do some research and see what common problems there are out there and decide if that's something that you're willing to work around or if you can find a car with that issue already resolved. And then the last but certainly not least point we're going to be talking about today in the journey of the best types of cars to modify would be choosing a car that is timeless. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, there are just some cars out there that no matter how old they get, they just look good and they don't fall out of what we like to call trend. If you look at cars like the BMW E30, for example, or even the Honda S2000, if done right, those cars will look good for many, many more years to come, even though they are already pretty old. This is definitely important if you're one of those guys or gals out there that doesn't go through a new car like every other year and are one of those people that want to hang on to something for quite some time. Now, trends will come and go. That's just how it is, and that is especially true within the car scene nowadays. However, if you start with a platform that is already timeless, that already looks fantastic just by putting on some lowering springs or coilovers or air suspension on some new wheels, that is what will make a great car to modify for many years to come. Now let us know down in the comments below what makes a car a good car to modify in your eyes, or a car specifically that you believe to be the top dog when it comes to modifications. Don't forget, wheels, tires, suspension, fitmentindustries.com, and don't forget to grab a shirt because it's the easiest way to win a free set of BC Racing coilovers. I don't know what else you want. We're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the month, August 30th. Tune into the live stream. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be some kind of competition between me, Dakota, and Alex. I'm sure of it. We always seem to do that. I don't think it's going to be hot wings this time. I can't take it anymore. I can't do the hot wings anymore.
No more hot wings.
No more hot wings. But it's going to be a blast. I'm Giles from Fitment Industries. Don't forget to subscribe. We will see you later. Peace.